I'm a little skeptic. I mean, the German people who are considered to be industrious, they're considered engineer, nature, creative. The 30s after World War I was starving to death, so they supported a case of Hitler, who then took the country and virtually destroyed the country, killed people.
Here, let me use the Hitler example, because I've used it in the past, but I don't like to whip it out just for any good reason. But here, take Hitler, because Hitler's a great example of a threat that's building, and it's a threat that's sort of existential in the same way that this threat is, right? It sort of threatens our way of life. But in the 30s, Hitler starts rearming Germany, right? He rearms the Rhineland, he invades Austria and Czechoslovakia, and he's doing all these things. He's doing these little things that don't really affect, England and France and the United States yet, but he's doing these aggressive acts. And on the world stage during the 30s, people are apologizing for Hitler, they're denying that he's a threat. Churchill famously stood up and said, like, Hitler's a threat and we should do something, and people laughed at Churchill, right? And they kicked him around. But
the one that was doing peace at any price kind of drill.
Sure.
Prime Minister.
Right, Chamberlain, the Prime Minister, but Churchill, the whatever he was advocating, the bulldog. But, and you can draw parallels, right, to climate change. Now there's stuff happening, but people are like, oh no, don't worry about that. It's not really happening, or it's not a big deal. But of course, Hitler was a big deal, and climate change is going to be a really big deal. And if people could have stood up, hindsight's 2020, if United States could have entered the war in 1935 and stopped a lot of the bloodshed, now I think a lot of people would say that that would be a good idea and it would have saved a lot of trouble in the long run. But at the time, human nature is human nature, and you don't want to believe big changes are on the horizon. You don't want to believe that the system that can't be sustained anymore and needs to be replaced with something new. It's a lot for the human mind to sort of take in all at once. And what changed us was Pearl Harbor, right? That was like the big kick in the balls that we needed to sort of get off our butts and be like, oh, we're in danger and we need to do something and we need to do it really quickly. And I mean, you're a student of history and you've read about World War II plenty. Like, you know how quickly the United States reorganized its whole industrial and economic system, because now we're a nation at war. Now we are going this way all together to fight this common threat. And that's what's going to have to happen with climate change.